Welcome to Outstanding Individuals. My name is Cody Lewis.
I'm
With
Kellan.
me, as always,
It's Kellan right
you
here.
jumped the gun on that. It's okay. We didn't practice. That's okay.
We usually practice 10 times.
That's why it's perfect every time. So what's up? What's going on?
Not much. We tried to not talk when Cody got here. Sometimes he gets here and we fucking blow the load. We have
Just
so much
riffing.
fun.
We riff. Becca's Kellan's girlfriend just laughing hysterical.
Yeah.
She's like, "Stop, guys, save this."
And then I said, let's save it. So
And
we'll see.
we saved it, and this is the result. Just a couple boys on the couch.
I got some matcha. You got a new Mets hat.
Yeah.
I shaved.
If you're wondering why,
If you're watching the YouTube, but you're probably not, I shaved.
my friend was watching.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he say, hey?
He's
I
like,
know.
"What the hell?
What the hell?
He looks ugly as hell."
Well, no, this one, he'll say that.
Oh yeah.
I had to do a, did I tell you this? Did we talk about the commercial?
No, you did it last week.
So I had to do a commercial. I went last Thursday to shoot it. I show up, and I kind of quickly realized I just said yes because I was like, oh, it's paid. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Like, I need money.
Yeah.
And then I got there, and then I'm like kind of realizing, first of all, they're like, and I love working with them. None of them are going to listen to this, but they're like, oh, we're just going to get you up in makeup. They're going to put a beard on you. The whole point was like I had to shave because they put a beard on me, and then they would shave the beard a little, and then they would do a scene without the beard to kind of show a progression of time.
Okay.
So they're like, we're going to put the beard on you, get you up in makeup. That should take like 45 minutes, so we'll be ready to shoot in an hour. I'm like, okay, perfect.
For a beard?
For a beard. 3.5 hours later in makeup. I sat in makeup for 3.5 hours.
For a beard.
Like I was an Avatar. Like I was a blue guy in Avatar.
And I saw.
How long does it take the blue guys in Avatar? It's taking me 3.5 hours to get a beard on me.
And I saw the photo, and you looked the same with a fake beard.
No, it didn't. They were like, "Oh, you
Oh,
look
yeah?
like you looked with your beard." I'm like, "I hope this isn't what I look like, because this fucking it looks horrible." I didn't say that.
Wait, are they putting like eyeliner on you and shit?
No, but they would like put. She was like mixing colors for the beard. She'd put glue on, then she'd stick some on. It was fucking bananas. So 3.5 hours.
Is this just her? Or was it like a team?
Just it was just one woman.
Okay.
It
Was
was
she
very
hot?
nice. No, I mean she was like a older woman.
Nice.
You know, I have a girlfriend, so I don't even think about those things. And that's the official statement.
He was winking.
So
Okay.
afterwards, I kind of sit down to do the first scene, and the first scene is me with the full beard. So this is me at the end of the scene. We're kind of shooting backwards.
Got it.
And at the end of the scene, I'm basically really angry because I bought shoes and the delivery is getting delayed. So they're basically like, okay, like you're super angry. And at this moment, like on Thursday, I'm like, I have never acted in this way.
Right. Like
I don't know what gave them the impression I could act angry. All my videos are like funny and silly, and I'm like screaming a little. There's like poop in my pants.
Cum.
There's cum. I'm fucking shooting cum everywhere. So then they're like, you got to be really angry. And
like,
then,
so it wasn't like a over the top playful. It was like
no,
mad.
like legitimately, like I'm screaming, like I'm like, fuck, I'm screaming. I'm like, they're like, throw a can. You know, I'm picking up a can, I'm throwing it. I cut my finger. Like they're like, slam on the table for this take. So I'm like slamming on the table, and then like it kind of goes good. But there was a moment, I feel like I did a good job, and they were like, oh, that was really good. But there was a moment where they're like, all right, we're gonna take a couple beats, and then we're gonna say action. Take a couple beats, and then you'll have to start screaming. And I was like, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think they wanted me to be so angry that I had never been that angry in my life.
Right.
Or like I had, but I had not expressed it in the way they wanted.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely been like super angry, but I was never like screaming and yelling and like apparently the neighbors in the neighborhood were like walking around and they were like, oh my God, what is going on in there?
Did you watch it? Did it look good?
I never got to watch it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Acting's so much harder than.
It's honestly like so. I feel like it's so stressful, and I can totally understand.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis, who
You don't know who that is.
I don't know that is. I know of the name, but I'm not a movie guy.
Right.
But I could totally understand when they're like, "Oh, this guy was a dick," or "This girl was annoying," on set. Like if someone who worked on set was like, "Oh, Emma Watson is actually a bitch." It's like I bet she's just like super fucking stressed.
Right.
Because it's like you have all these people, and when they say action, you're like, if you don't fucking do it, like the day's fucked.
Yeah.
Because they need to do X amount. They need to do like all these scenes in a day, and if you're not bringing it, it's like.
Wait, did you feel like you were actually angry? Like, did you tap into it that much?
No, I was like, we'd finish the shot, and they'd be like, "That was good," and then I would like kind of just be like, "All right, do you have any notes for like the next one?" And then they were like, "No, just like keep doing it. Maybe like try slamming your hand down." And then I was bleeding everywhere. It was like, it doesn't look that bad now.
That's commitment right there.
But I slammed my hand down, and I had a laptop in front of me, and I hit the corner of the laptop, and I didn't realize it. And then at one point, I like looked down, and it was like a lot of blood. That was basically, remember that in Django when Leo cut his hand?
You're gonna movie reference right now?
Yeah, I watched Django.
And then
if they say the N-word, I'll watch that movie.
Die Hard 3, they say it in there too.
Did they?
Yeah.
They say the N-word in Die Hard 3?
Well,
I'm thinking of Braveheart.
Yeah.
It's like, why would they say it in Braveheart?
Old 17th century Scottish. I don't know.
My uncle did the Die Hards. Shout out Mark Catone.
What did he do?
He was the assistant director.
On Die Hard?
On all of them, I think. Him and Bruce were like, and now Bruce sadly has dementia, so I don't think.
Are you serious?
He's like, yeah. I think my uncle said he saw him the other day, and it's not. I don't even know if I should be saying this, but he's definitely suffering.
Dementia? I thought he had something else.
It's some form of something like that.
Oh,
what am I, a doctor? What am I, a gay doctor?
That's fucking sad. Bruce Willis is the man.
Yeah, I met him before. I met him on there was a movie he did called Death Wish. They shot in Canada. And
yeah, that was part of like the Grindhouse, right?
I don't know what that is.
You are the worst movie co-host.
But I was in Canada. I went. He was very nice, very soft spoken.
Was it scary?
No, he was great. Him and my uncle. He was like, my uncle's like was his guy. Like, oh, we're shooting a movie. We need an assistant director. Hire my uncle.
Shit. Assistant director has a big role that goes overlooked a little bit.
You have to like plan the whole days
and like yell at everyone and extra work. I think they do extras, right? That's their job.
I mean the AD department is in charge of that, but like he personally doesn't deal.
Oh, okay.
Like the people below him will like report to him about it, and like so like ultimately yes, like if something's going wrong, he's got to be like, this is what we need to do.
Right.
But it's not like on his. From what I understand.
So Bruce is. Why? How did he come up? Oh, Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's sick. When's the commercial? Is it gonna be online? It's
an online commercial. I don't know when it comes out.
How much did you get paid?
$600. I haven't been paid yet, so that's
good.
I don't know how long that takes.
How big was the crew?
Not big. There was like the DP, makeup, director, and then just like 2 or 3 actors. And the DP had like someone, like a camera operator that helped him.
Oh, it's just like a legit commercial. I thought it was gonna be you and a guy with a camera.
That's why I just said yes.
Yeah.
And then when I showed up to set, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then I had to scream. I had to be a complete madman.
I did one of my friend's short films.
Yeah.
Sean Conrad, shout out, and he.
Oh, Sean, who's a comic.
Yeah, and he.
Was this recently?
This is like 2 years ago, but I had to get broken up with in a park. But I'm the worst actor, and I could tell he's like getting frustrated. He's like, okay, you need to like be a little more over the top. Like no one else is gonna think you are, but you're gonna feel over the top. But you just gotta fucking do it. And I felt so stupid.
Well,
and then there's
in public, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and then there's the other actors who are like actually act, and then there's just me like trying to be sad and it was so bad, dude. I didn't even watch it ever, to be honest. I was like, I can't.
Did it come out?
Yeah,
we gotta watch it.
I don't. Yeah, I could ask him.
Did you think you eventually got it, or did you walk away like, I didn't get it?
I just felt like the biggest fool. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I was thinking that while we were filming the commercial. I was like, there was a moment where I'm like, this could be a very funny story in 2 years. Like if I can't, bring it.
Right.
Like if I can't act
and you like
angry, like it would be devastating the day of and so awkward, and like people would be like, kind of like, oh, good job, but like, no, it wasn't a good job. And then I'd be like really annoyed with myself, like probably for like a few months. But then I would look back and be like, that was funny. Right. That I showed up and I just fucking bombed, and I ruined the commercial.
Yeah, and like if you're famous, or like they cut to you like this horrible acting.
Yeah,
it'd be hilarious.
Which we will be. Some, most people watching this are gonna be in the future.
Right.
They're gonna go, oh, let's go watch those early episodes where they said like all that stuff about race. One of us is
when
gonna
they
get
used to be brave. Okay,
yeah.
that's what,
One of us is gonna get a big break, and then there'll be a clip from an early episode like, this person's getting fired because on their podcast in 2023 they said this. Cody said a racist joke about Sweetgreen.
You just said gay doctor on.
That's fine. Doctors can be gay.
Can they? I thought they had the.
We'll circle back on that.
Okay, I've never met a gay doctor, to be honest. So I know they're out.
But how
there.
do you know?
Because he would be like, "Hey, what's wrong?" You know. Okay, that was.
I've never met a flamboyantly gay doctor. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cut that. Cut it.
Now we're gonna keep that.
Hey.
Well, yeah, I've never met a flamboyantly gay. I'm trying to think of the most flamboyantly gay guy. I don't think he was a professional.
What was
Have
it?
you ever like showed up to like a thing? You know, like you're meeting with like a. I'm trying to think. I'm not doing a lot of professional meetings, but.
Right, never have I ever.
Do you think the flamboyant gays tone it, like if a flamboyant gay becomes a doctor, you think they go, I gotta tone it down a little?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't be fucking strutting around. Oh, I just my shoulder just exploded. I can't be strutting it around in the.
The other day, I was on stage, and this guy. They were like the worst crowd ever. Actually, ended up getting very mad, but he was like, "Oh, I said I'm a bisexual mom, my bisexual mom joke." And I looked at him, and he's like, "Oh, you're bisexual." I was like, "Wait, are you?" And then he like gave me this like look,
Yeah,
like I want to have sex with you look.
the gay eyes.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, "You gave me gay eyes." He's like, "What the fuck's gay eyes?" I'm like, you know
what gay eyes.
You don't know what gay eyes.
I've heard many a gay men talk about the gay eyes, so he can't claim he doesn't know the gay eyes.
He knew. He was just like wanted me to like be like, "Oh fuck, did I say something wrong?"
Yeah,
but I doubled down.
My friend's friend had told him, if that makes sense, that one time he was like walking down the street, and across the street, him and this guy locked gay eyes, and they just went into a fucking alleyway, blow job. I don't even think they spoke a word. They just look. Oh, he's giving me the gay eyes. I'm giving him the gay eyes. Blowjob.
They gave each other blowjobs?
Someone got a blowjob. I don't know if there was a double blowjob. That's a good question.
A 69 on the alleyway floor.
They standing 69 on the alleyway. They don't want to lay down on the floor. But I don't.
So
yeah, that would be. Has that ever happened? You have to be like Brad Pitt.
I even think even then, like I don't think most women would do that. I think
it would
most
have to
people
be
would do that.
A high class man and a low class woman for that to work. For the the gay eyes can be two just gay guys, normal gay guys. For it to work with a man and a woman, it's got to be like Brad Pitt and then like
a crackhead.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only way it works.
I think for an alleyway, to do an alleyway,
yeah,
I think that would be it would be a long shot.
Yeah,
would you get a blowjob in an alleyway? Was it nighttime?
I think it was during the day. It might have been. It might have been June though. Is that gay month? Pride month?
Yeah.
So
that's when it happens.
That's when it all.
Nate Bargatze has a bit where he talks about he's in Canada and he like there's a gay guy like he thinks the guy wants to fight him.
Yeah.
So he does this whole bit about how this guy's following him and is about to fight him, and then he reveals that he was in the gay neighborhood and the guy was just giving him gay eyes. But he like walks through the whole bit. It's fucking so funny. I don't want to. I got
gay eyes from a guy. First time ever I was in Hell's Kitchen, which is an area in Manhattan, which is gay, right?
Very.
I went
Daredevil also for sides there.
Who's Daredevil?
The comic book superhero.
Oh, fictional.
Yeah.
In the fictional comic book world. But that's not the actor.
No, like the comic book world.
He's in Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, I don't watch movies.
This is a comic book.
Yeah. So but I went to go visit a friend, and I'm like, I literally get out of the subway. I'm walking down the street, and within 2 minutes, this guy's like walking towards me, older guy, and I still have masks on. It was COVID. And he's like looking at me a lot as we're walking past each other. And then like as we pass each other, he's like still looking at me. So then I like look at him, but then I just like keep going. But then I'm like, I wonder if he's still looking at me. So like turn around and he's still like looking at me. He's still walking.
Yeah.
But he's still looking at me. So then I'm like, and then I walk a little further and I look back again and he's still looking at me.
Yeah.
So I finally, he looks like a normal guy. He's not like a homeless crazy person. So I go, what do you want? Why are you staring at me? And then he comes up. He goes, oh, I just thought you were cute. And I go, oh, hey, man, I'm not gay. I think I might have been like, I wish I was, but I'm not.
There's a good alleyway right over there. We can.
Because, older guy, if I were a single gay guy, that's my sugar daddy. Boom. That's how easy to get as a sugar daddy as a gay man. You just fucking go to Hell's Kitchen. Some guy buys you a steak dinner.
Yeah, that's crazy. Also, it's crazy that you didn't realize what was going on.
It was mask.
Because I've been getting gay eyes forever. I remember I was in community college, and I talked about a story where the girl sang to me last week.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it was the same class. And there was this dude who would literally walk into class, and he had a bowl cut, and he would just stare me down. And then I was like, oh, what's going on? This is like my first experience with gay guys. And I was walking, and he's driving by in his car, and he gave me gay eyes from his car. Where
took his eyes off the road.
Not even looking at the road, like driving by.
He did the Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Remember in Paul and Need for Speed? I've seen that one.
I think Paul Walker got that from this guy.
Probably.
And so I was like, oh
Paul
my God.
Paul Walker was just giving whoever's in shotgun gay eyes. Yeah, Paul Walker, he's right? He's driving and then he just turns.
Yeah, and he stopped. That's so dumb.
It's kind of badass. When you're like 10 and you watch it, you're like, I am going to, as soon as I get my license, I'm going to get a chicken shotgun and then I'm going to not look at the road.
I wonder if anyone died that way.
He did.
Dumbass. No. Okay, that's hilarious because we all thought that when we saw that. Like,
did you ever approach him and be like, "Hey man, you got got to stop shooting me these gay eyes."
So he messaged me and he's like, "Hey, you're super cute or something." And I was like, "Hey man, I'm straight." He's like, "Oh, I just couldn't resist. You have such beautiful eyes."
Wow.
Which is a thing that gay men do. Maybe all men do this, where they shoot their shot and you're like, "No," and then they add on like, "Well, you have beautiful eyes," as if that's.
I think they're trying to feel out if you're a closeted gay, because a closeted gay might initially go, "No, right. I'm not gay," and then you go, "Well, you have beautiful eyes," and the closeted gay might be like, "Well,
there's an alleyway."
Well, the closet gay, he doesn't close the door. He's in the closet. He goes, someone's knocking. A gay guy's knocking. He opens it. He goes, "No, I'm not gay." And then he's about to close it, and then the gay guy's like, "But you have beautiful eyes," and like a straight guy would just close it.
Yeah.
But someone else
he's looking out with the slit with one eye and he's staring.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I forgot. I had been to an open mic like 3 or 4 years ago, and someone had a joke about their cousin being gay, and but he wasn't out. But he had told. So the comic goes up and he goes, "My cousin's gay." I started this wrong. He goes, "My cousin's gay, but he's only told me." No, So he's not completely out, but he kind of just like opened the door. And just said like, "Hey, don't tell anyone, but I'm sucking dick in here." Then he closed the door. Then he closed the door again, which is I thought it was a very funny
joke.
Very funny. I haven't seen that guy since. It was a black guy, so he said the N-word in it, which made it funnier. "Hey, don't tell anyone, but I'm sucking," and then the N-word was somewhere in there.
I love the N-word. Not saying
we'll cut that. We'll be right back. And we'll cut that.
I know I don't actually love it. You know what I'm saying?
It adds. You know what I was thinking the other day? I was watching someone on stage, a black guy.
Adrian.
No, it wasn't Adrian. No. It might have been because he says the N-word. Shout out Adrian. And they were saying the N-word, and I was like, it's just kind of adding to the punch.
I've heard,
and I'm like, I'm so jealous because we don't have white guys, or I don't even know if any other race has something that can elevate the punch.
No, we don't. And that's something I've heard black comics talk about is you just say the N-word and people will laugh. Not just
N-word, please, is a punchline.
Yeah, right.
And I'm a little envious because,
Honky, por favor.
Honky, por favor.
That might work.
I don't think so. It would have to be a joke about. No,
I know it's gonna work. I'll try it later. That's crazy.
Matcha sip.
What do you think of this? I have a.
Is this a segment or is this just something you've been thinking about?
It's just I want some feedback, constructive.
On what?
Well, obviously I'm gonna get there. What do you
well,
think?
should we be entering a segment?
No segment.
Okay,
no segment. This is life. Sometimes we have life things.
But we have that segment. This is something I want to talk about. Maybe it's that.
Okay. No. I have this is more a question for you.
All right. We'll cut all this. All right, go.
So I have a date tomorrow.
Hot.
I messaged her like, it was on Instagram. On a fucking Hinge. She liked me.
Yeah.
I know her from like 5 years ago. We never hooked up. We had a mutual friend.
Okay, so you like went out one night. You met her.
I met her a few times. Like we all would hang out, and she was always kind of flirty and a little bit of a tease.
Hot.
And then
That's hot.
But then she liked me, and
Now 5 years later, she goes, "I don't have a man, and the clock's ticking."
Well,
maybe I shouldn't be fucking so much of a tease.
Right. And so I was like, hey, we should get a drink this week, and she's like, let's do it. And then today, I was on Instagram. She posted her little 200 days sober.
Oh.
So she's sober.
So she's gonna drop that on you. We need a good plan for
But
that.
I also haven't drank in 3 weeks. So I could just have a drink. But I'm also like, wait, maybe this is a good opportunity to try to have a sober date, especially because I know her. So we have like a little foundation. But
you know what you should do? Well, she's seen that you've seen it, right? She could see.
I mean, if
he saw my
if
story.
she looks, yeah. I was gonna bring it up anyway.
Yeah, I think you should go, and then if she brings it up, be like, "Oh, okay, cool. I don't have, I'll get a fucking Capri Sun as well," and then maybe later in the date you can say, "Can I confess? I saw your story."
Right.
That's another talking point. If you get if there's a moment where there's some awkward silence, you can bring that up.
I saw your story.
I saw your story. By the way,
I think I'd rather just be like, hey, let's not go to a bar. Let's do something sober. Let's just, because part of me thinks is that it would be like a challenge to have a sober date, because I've never done that.
Where do you go for a sober date?
Well, here's the thing. You know what kava is?
No.
It's a drink of the South Pacific, and a lot of like people who don't drink, they have bars. So a lot of people use that as like, oh, let's go on Friday, have a drink.
What's it made of?
It's some root. It's from like the Indonesia.
So it's kind of tea-like, or
yeah, it's like it's tea-like, but they do like cocktails.
Okay.
But then you can also do it like, you do it hot, you do it cold. It's just like kind of an alternative to the bar.
Okay.
But then I was looking today, and they all shut down in the last like year in New York.
Because it's stupid. It's a stupid idea.
No, it's fucking sick as hell. I've done it before when I've gone on like
Why they
sober
shut?
trends.
Maybe COVID.
No, because they someone got sick. Like 3 people got sick, and they're
From
like,
kava?
yeah. So then they shut them all down. I don't think it's
Are there bars that just do? How many variations of kava are there?
Well, I've been to a few kava bars. I went to one in Bushwick, a neighborhood in Brooklyn, obviously, and they had like cocktails. So it was like a whole menu.
Whole thing.
And it's just, yeah, you just add sub and kava, and you get like a weird body high. So it's like,
wow.
Also, I had a non-alcoholic beer the other day, and I got a buzz.
I think it is a little bit.
Well, there is, but then also everyone on Reddit was like, well, your brain associates.
Yeah.
So then it releases endorphins or whatever, and I was like, that's insane. Anyway, so
it does taste like beer, though.
Exactly like beer.
Yeah,
you
I've
wouldn't
had
know
one
the
or two.
difference. So I guess I'll go on a sober date.
We would.
You were no help, by the way.
No, I think it's good.
You hate kava, and that's it.
Kava's bad. That's stupid. They're all closed for that reason. They were none of them were making money, and they're like, "Oh, so why are you guys closing?"
No,
like, someone got sick. They made that up.
No, there wasn't a chain. It was like a bunch of them in the city.
Wow.
And they do well. Like if you go on like a Friday night, it's like it pops off because there's like so many sober people.
What you could do, these are the two options. Yes, have a sober date. It's a challenge. Another idea, you show up
hammered.
You have a pre-date beer, and then you show up 10 minutes beforehand, order a drink. She shows up, she mentions she's sober, you already got your drink. So now you don't feel like a dick.
Right.
Like, oh, I'll just finish it. Fine, I'll finish this one and I won't have another.
True. I know we have a lot of sober comic friends, and they're like, oh, I go on dates, I don't care if the other person drinks. So I'm sure that's kind of what her mentality is. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
is that a guy saying that?
yeah.
I feel like a guy would be like, I don't care if the girl gets drunk.
But you don't think the girl would think that?
I think a girl would be a little bit more like, I told him I was sober, and then he ordered a drink.
He's disgusting.
He's horrible. I feel like I would do the same though if I went on a date with a vegan. I wouldn't order a steak.
Right.
Think about that. How was that for helpful? That's a good fucking. I did a little parallel.
You landed that plane.
Yeah.
You came around.
That's how you do that.
So, or I could be like, hey, let's do something fun. Let's go to an interactive museum.
Beck is laughing. Beck is laughing outside.
Don't you have work? Get out of here. Make cookies. I'm so sorry.
She's making us cookies.
She was making us cookies.
The problem is...
An interactive museum? Is that funny? That's hilarious.
I like an interactive museum.
Yeah,
I don't know any. I don't know of any because I'm uncultured. But here's the problem with a museum, though.
Oh,
you can't talk in museums.
I went on a date once, and we went to like the Museum of Motion Picture up in Queens.
Yeah, and you didn't get to know them at all?
No, because you're talking and you're laughing. You're like, look at this, and she's like, oh, you're so funny. Let me fucking suck your little dick. She's like,
she
why
calls
is
it
it so
little?
small? I'm like, that's what I got. You know. Go in this alleyway.
So that
How much can I bring up an alleyway? I'm gonna do it. Keep
2.
doing it until
We'll
it's like
keep
family.
the we got the count at 2.
That was actually 4 or 5, but you don't listen to anything I say.
That's true. Wait, what'd you say? Wait, what'd you just say?
So
No, I think it's good. It might be good to DM her and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw your story. Do
Yeah.
you wanna switch it up?
That's what I'm gonna. I think that's my.
You wanna
plan.
get meatballs? Meatballs is a good
I don't.
sober
Want,
date.
can I? My biggest fear. 2 things.
Ghost.
Ghosts. That's 3.
That's 1.
Ghosts.
Number 2.
Homeless people on the subway. Sober date. Sober sex. Never. I've never done it. I mean, I do.
You don't even sober masturbate.
Never. I can't get it up unless I have a beer. It's crazy. I've had sex sober, obviously, but not the first time.
Yeah.
So that's a whole. We got it. I'm not even gonna think about that. But having dinner on a date, I've never done that. Like a first date dinner, like in a movie.
I think the problem is, and I was talking about this with my friend the other day, is the date dinner. It could be very expensive.
Yeah.
Especially like if it doesn't work out, you're like, oh cool, I just spent fucking, especially in the city, I spent $100.
Right.
Because you got to be a gentleman.
Yeah, I'll pay.
Have you, if you go with the intention of paying and the date's going so horribly, would you call an audible and go, let's split this?
The last few dates I've gone on, the girl has she's like, let's split it, and I was like, fuck yeah, I didn't even question it.
And then nothing,
And
then there wasn't a second date.
That's why I haven't been late in
now
2 years.
Wait a second. No, she wants you to be fucking chivalrous, bro. She wants you to say, no, please, I insist. And then she goes, oh, I see a blowjob in your future.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think if I've paid. I'm always down to pay. Like, especially the first.
If it's going poorly, though, I think if she gives you that out, take it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had a friend who, how fucking nuts is this? Shout out to my friend. If he's listening, you know who he is. Him and this girl were kind of like hooking up and, not really seeing each other. And then like she booty called him. So he took an Uber there.
Hot.
They hook up. And then afterwards he's like, hey, I've been Ubering a lot here. Why don't you will you pay for my Uber back? A man saying this to a woman, and she fucking lost her shit on him. She was like, I cannot believe you would ask. But then he stayed and he flipped the script on her, and he was like, I don't really think this is crazy. Like if a woman asked a man to do this. And then she kind of got defensive, and she was like, oh my God, like maybe you're right. But then when he told me this, I was like, I cannot fucking believe you asked this woman.
Yeah, that's insane. How often was he Ubering?
I don't think it was a crazy amount, but he was like...
Was he in college or was he...
No, this was this probably 2 years ago.
That's insane if he has like a real job and he's like, oh, by the way, I need some money.
Yeah, I think you just obviously don't like the girl if that happens. You show up, you have sex, you have that post-nut clarity where you're like, wait a second, I don't like this woman.
Do you know what I think? I think she wasn't giving him a blowjob, and he was like, this is...
In his head, he goes, I'm going to show up. If she doesn't give me the blowjob...
She pays.
She pays.
That's welcome to life 101, baby.
Women who aren't listening to this, take notice. Write that down. Do you think we have one woman listener?
My friend Hannah.
Shout out Hannah.
Hannah is our best listener. Besides,
I have my brother's girlfriend Brooke, but I think they're listening to it together. I'm talking about an independent.
She's solo listener.
Solo. Shout out Hannah.
Also, my brothers have been good listeners, so shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
They have. Should we talk about how big our brothers' penises are?
Well, we'll save that for the next pod.
Okay, cool. That's my next segment.
No, you're gonna say something about Hannah?
Oh no, she's just a legend, listening to our stuff, commenting, giving us fucking.
She comments?
Well, it gives me text messages.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she rules. Anyway, so yeah, sober date.
My friend, one more shout out. My friend Graz said, listen to the pod this week. The movie segment where I would bring up a movie. I was like, oh, the movie segment. I bring a movie I haven't watched, and then that people would be mad at.
Yeah.
Which ends up kind of being a disaster.
Horrible. Because
none of us had watched the movies. But he was like, I was dying.
Wait, that's you.
Yeah, but also you hadn't seen some of the movies.
Yeah, but those are movies that you should have seen.
Regardless, both of our faults. He
it.
said I was dying at it because he was like, this is like the worst segment of all time.
It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, he was like, it was so bad I was laughing.
Okay, so that's good. So bad segments work too.
Let's do our first segment.
Okay.
We're cooking.
Let
me pull up my, do you want to do jokes that didn't work?
Well, I keep doing just bombs.
You can do bombs. Do you have yours first?
I'll do my bomb. I interning Broadway Comedy Club.
Shout out.
Do that every Saturday, which is I seat and then get spots on shows. And there happened to be Queer Fest, New York Comedy Queer Fest.
Queer Fest?
So it's all gay comics.
And you're interning on that night?
Yeah.
Do you get a spot?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Literally 20 gay comics go up, then I go up as checks go down. So servers are dropping checks, which is notoriously a typical time anyway. And I get up there and I say my bisexual mom joke, crickets. And then I go into my joke where I'm like, I mix up the word melatonin and melanin. If you don't know melatonin helps you sleep, and then melanin helps you sleep with women. And after I said that, no one laughed, which usually gets the laugh. And I was like, oh, maybe they are confused. So I was like, oh, guys, by the way, I'm straight. And someone booed.
Oh.
And then I was like, I just felt like I need to tell you guys my sexuality. And then more silence. And then I just went into my normal bits.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Did you kind of recover? Or
no. I had like four
Were you thinking of me
laughing.
up there with my black cock story where I couldn't stop talking about black cocks?
Well, no, because I just did my bits. Like I didn't.
You didn't go off the rails.
No, I didn't comment on it. I didn't keep comment. Like as soon as I realized it was a mistake, I'm like, well, I kind of killed the set. It's over. So just do your jokes.
Yeah.
Because I used to do that where I would derail and then I just keep bringing it up, and like the audience they give you like maybe one pity laugh from bringing it up.
Yeah.
But then they're like, dude, what are you doing? Just fucking.
You know, I've been really liking, this is my new move when things aren't going well. Kind of gets a few laughs and kind of can bounce me back. I tell 2 or 3 jokes, they're not working, and then I look at the audience and I go, is this like a non-English speaking audience? What's going on here? And then they like that.
That's funny.
Sometimes it is like a especially at the club we go at, it's, sometimes it's like a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are like, oh, they just don't even.
That's true. I did a Brian Kim, shout out. He runs a show in a hostel uptown, and it's like a huge. Have you been into Europe?
No.
There's a company called Hosteling International. They have places all over the world. It's like a big hostel chain, and they have a huge one up in New York. And he has a show there. There's like 30 people.
Yeah.
Not one of them. Their
Spoke
first
English.
language was and so they were like a good crowd. Like they're trying to listen.
Yeah.
But they liked like visual stuff that wasn't like wordplay out.
Completely out.
Yeah, but it's just kind of interesting to do in front of them because my best joke that worked the best was I try and put a dollar in a stripper's vagina at a strip club.
Yeah,
and they ate that up
They
because
fucking
that's
love
like
that.
an easy thing to imagine. They're like,
wow.
Yeah, it was sick though. It was dope.
Is that the first time you've done that show?
Yeah, but dude, they do it twice a week and the audience is built in because so many.
That's a good idea by him.
Yeah, and he's like, it's a really hard room, but you can still like learn how to. And if you can make them laugh, then I feel like it would apply to everyone.
Yeah, but part of me thinks like, oh, if you're like performing to this audience that doesn't necessarily speak English, like isn't their first language, it's like you might just there's just like certain stuff you can like try out, but other stuff you're like, I can't even.
Yeah,
this one has to.
I mean,
work.
it definitely like sculpt your set.
Yeah.
If you do it too much, but it's like it would be a nice thing to have just to.
So that was
with.
So that was a good bomb.
So the hostel one was good. The gay
gay
show
one?
was a bomb.
Wow. All right, my joke that didn't work the other day at a mic, and I think this is a good one. I said to play around with it. Is I love it when a woman will refer to themselves as a mama bear when they overreact. You ever see like a woman like overreact in any regard, like to their children, and they're like, oh, I just went into mama bear mode. I had to protect my children, but it's like your children weren't in danger.
Right.
They just kind of like. I have written down like sorry I got in a fist fight at my son's soccer game, but the referee missed a call. What do you want me to do? I'm a mama bear. It's like it's crazy. Oh, do I have another one about this? Someone tripped my son during the soccer game.
Is that the one thing? Do you want me to?
Yeah, give me some.
I just don't know if the mama bear. Is that how people use mama bear?
How do you think?
When I think of it, I think of it as like. Maybe I think of it as like the friend in the friend group who's like,
but very protective. I think
it's a protective thing for sure.
Yeah, it's meant to be protective, but a lot of times it's like overly protective when it's like you don't need to do this.
And they blame like mama bear.
Go, oh, I'm just in mama bear. That's just what I do. My true nature is mama bear.
Right.
And again, you have papa bear. That could work for papa bear.
I guess.
I
don't like that
them
joke.
Bears. Oh, you don't like that joke? I'm gonna try it at the mic. We're doing a mic today.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I think there is. I think it just needs more.
Yeah.
Example, a better example.
Yeah, I think it's. I like it though. That was one of those ones where I thought of and I said, "I'm a fucking genius."
I did that. I've been doing a joke all week. Where do you want to hear it? I dated a girl who was always correcting my grammar, like how I spoke.
Yeah.
But I'm also a jealous person, so that's not a good combo. Because she would be like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Me and Kevin are going to the bar." She's like, "Kevin and I are going to the bar." I'm like, "Don't you go to the bar with Kevin."
Don't fucking go to the bar with Kevin. How's it been doing? I feel like it's more. You maybe have to preface like I'm not realizing she's doing it.
I know. I think I need to. Well, because then I think most people understand that grammar rule that it's like Kevin and I. You have to say the I, but I don't know if it's like enough. I think that joke's like all in the setup. It's like a stupid cheesy joke anyway, but I just think it's kind of funny.
I think there's something there. Why don't you try that? You're doing the mic today, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you try that today at the mic?
I think I will.
Hey, why don't you try that? All right, let's do our life hack.
Okay.
Do you have a life hack this week? I almost texted you. You better fucking have a life hack.
I have one.
And I didn't. I have one that we lost an episode, which we have mentioned, and I told this on that episode, and then we lost it. It's one of my favorite life hacks. It's not really a hack that you can do every day, but it's something that I did once. And he's Googling life hack.
No, I'm not. It's in my notes. I wrote it in my notes.
Your notes are on Google? Oh no, he actually had notes up. Okay, so I'll tell the story. One time in college, this is the second time I've told the story, but Cody, pretend to, have some fake reactions.
Okay.
One time in college, I had an assignment due at 1 o'clock. It was like, let's just say 10 questions. Naturally, I started that assignment at 12 o'clock. That's just who I am. 12:45 hits, I have 5 of the questions done. I go, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get this done. So I say to myself, okay, what are we going to do? So what I do is I print the first 5 questions on one sheet of paper, and I take a staple, and I staple the top left-hand corner of that sheet of paper. So now it looks like it's part of 2 pages.
Yeah.
And I hand that in. Just one piece of paper, 5 questions, staple in the top left. I think I even put a little fray.
Fray's a good touch. That's a nice touch.
Hand it in. 2 days later, teacher emails me, "Hey, Kellan, it seems I've misplaced the second page of your assignment. Do you mind emailing it to me?" And then I did.
And that's incredible.
That's how you do it. So if you are handing in a physical copy of something in college, high school, fucking staple that top left. If you don't complete the assignment, hand it in. Bada boom, bada bing.
Damn, that's a good life hack.
It's genius.
Here's
It's
my
honestly
life.
very ballsy.
Yeah, I would never.
Looking back, I'm just like, why the fuck didn't I just do it?
I also think with like turnitin.com and like having to turn your assignment and make sure it's not AI.
Yeah, this was
You probably might get
Some
fucked
teachers,
on
though,
it.
are stuck in the past. They
That's
don't
true.
want the- yeah.
That's true. My life hack this week.
It's something
You
I
hated-
found on Google.
You hated mine last week, and I tried very hard.
Yours was like, oh, if there's a dirty surface, use a tissue to touch it. It was like, okay.
Yeah, that's yours. You're talking to college students.
Don't
Mine's-
lick doorknobs. That's what yours. Don't lick dirty doorknobs.
I do life hacks for the people. Okay.
All right, what's yours?
Okay. My life hack is if a girl if you're on a date.
Yeah.
Tell a girl that you've never gotten a blowjob before, so she can be the first.
This is. I feel like you just came up with this.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, but you gotta like play it up. You gotta be like, I've always had this phobia of teeth, and when she's biting in her steak, be like,
She has
Oh.
steak. Order steaks.
Yeah.
You gotta order steaks.
So
for
then,
this
yeah,
order.
and you're like, oh, you're pretty good. Your teeth are hard. I've always had a phobia of teeth because I got
around
bit.
my penis.
No, you don't bring up the penis.
Yeah.
You just plant. So then you're like, oh, this girl bit my butt when I was in grammar school.
Your butt?
Yeah. Actually, that happened. So she bit my butt, and since then I've been afraid of
Why was
teeth.
your butt exposed for the biting?
She didn't. She just, I don't know if she bit me or my brother. But she just, like, I don't know why she bit. It wasn't exposed. She bit through the pants.
Holy shit.
She was like she's like 2.
And what happened?
I fucking elbowed her in the face. Said,
Did you really?
no, I don't remember. I don't even know if it's me. It must have been my brother.
Got bit
Someone
in the
got
butt.
bit in the butt.
So you tell her, oh, I've never gotten a blowjob, then she does it.
Yeah, and it feels so good.
This is a typical, I feel like I've heard this life hack before where you're like, guys are like, just tell her you've never come from a blowjob. And then they want to make you come from the blowjob.
Yeah.
That's like, that's what like, you fucking hear in like 9th grade and you're like,
So you don't think this is a good life hack?
I think you, as far as life hacks go, you might be like, how many episodes have we done?
This is 5 or 6.
0 for 6.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
Sometimes when you poop, the water splashes your butt.
Okay.
You just put a little piece of toilet paper down. And I'm big with these toilet paper hacks. And then it absorbs.
splash?
And did you know that?
I knew of that. I knew there was just one kid in our high school who used to put down a bunch of toilet paper
In the bowl.
in the bowl before pooping and then lay down a diabolical poop and then not flush it. So
Just
then when
so-
you open the door, it's kind of like on a platter.
It's like an island.
It's like, he's like, hors d'oeuvres? What's that guy called?
The maitre d'.
The maitre d'.
butler.
Holding it. So you're like, oh my God.
Oh, wait, he'd hold it?
No, he wouldn't hold it, but it would be in
Oh,
the
he'd
toilet.
and
I'm
it would
saying
just be like a
it would just be,
castle,
you'd open
sandcastle.
up and it would be like, oh my God, it's like, because it's not in the water. It's on the fucking island. And you
Yeah.
just see this disgusting poop.
Kids are the fucking grossest little shits.
I remember in high school, what we would do is your friends in the stall, we would take paper towels, soaking wet paper towels, just throw it over right on them.
That's the worst.
Just getting hit, like 5 of us, just fucking,
That's crazy.
and you're just trying to poop. You're trying to poop and you're getting hit with wet paper towels on the face.
Yeah.
So gross.
Kids are so stupid. Also, last week.
Matt, then the janitor, fucking poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy.
Fuck. Has there ever been a female janitor?
Never.
Do you know anyone that had one?
A female janitor?
Yeah.
Her name would have been like fucking.
Kyle.
No, it would have been like Pug or something.
Oh, I can't imagine. Oh, sometimes whenever you see like someone throw up or toilets.
Oh, I thought you were reacting that way to a female.
No, I'm just saying like a janitor, I feel like such a fucking. God bless them.
Yeah. Sometimes the kids were friends with them too.
Yeah, those were the weird janitors.
Yeah. But imagine if you were a pedophile. Janitor would be the best.
It's not a bad move of a
Because
middle
pedophiles
school.
generally are weird people, so they probably aren't going to be teachers.
Yeah.
Well, they're out there. We had
a janitor or a priest, right?
Yeah. How many priests you think are actually pedophiles?
Not as much now, but I bet back in the day. Because you'd get caught, and then they would just go, oh, yeah, we're going to move them. We're going to move them a few towns over, don't worry. We're moving them to Wyoming.
But what do you think that is? You think because they're so deprived that little boys are an easy target? Like, why little boys? Like, what is the association there?
I think they're realizing, oh, my God. One day they realize, oh, my God, I'm a pedo. How am I going to not do this? Let me turn to God. That's kind of like an answer.
Oh, you think that?
And then they turn to God, and then one day they're at the fucking church, and the little boy's there, and they're
he has his
God
haircut.
damn it.
He got a haircut.
His hair's slicked back. He's
looks
looking hot
cute.
as hell.
He's in a
and
white
this is
robe.
off YouTube. And this is the moment it's off YouTube.
That's okay. That
I
makes
think that
sense.
might be why.
I'm glad we're getting down to the bottom of these things.
Yeah, we're fixing it. Let's do our
So honestly,
life hack over 6.
Can I just say one thing about the
Yeah.
life hack thing? Some people aren't hacky. And I don't mean that like a comedy. I just mean like I have a good friend and he would come up with a lot of life hacks because that's just how his brain works.
Yeah.
I just go through life the hardest way possible.
You don't need life hacks.
I need them. My brain doesn't think of them.
I've had some good ones.
Yeah, you have. But that I think because that's how you think.
Well, I think the day of you wake up and you go, oh no, I don't have a life hack.
Well, no, through this week, actually the ones I read, my brothers gave me. But
oh gosh, I don't mean to insult you guys. Our 50% of our audience.
Out. No, but I this week honestly I was like trying to think of something, and I couldn't think of one thing. When you masturbate, come in a towel.
Come on a towel. All right. That could work. That's better than most of yours. Let's do our mystery segment.
Oh, Lord.
Our mystery segment this week is things that would prompt you to slap your mother. Top 3.
Oh, I think I misunderstood. Well, I'll do the
Let me
first
explain.
one.
If someone offered me $500,000, I'd probably slap my mother.
Like full hard slap.
Yeah.
Like might knock her
Someone
out.
goes, you got to slap your mom, I'll give you $500,000. It's going to be hard to say no to that. I
Right.
don't want to do it.
But your mom will understand.
I think she would, you
Yeah,
know,
she
and I
would.
know what you're thinking. You do it for $400,000, and you're probably
Yeah,
right.
40.
But I think, no, I'm trying to think of the least amount I would do it for.
1,000. I would slap my mom for $1,000.
$1,000?
I think she would
As
understand.
hard as you can. Like you.
So I could damage her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's got to be an insane amount of money, and she's getting at least 30%. 60%.
Because you could hit her jaw and break it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, is that your first one, or is that the example?
That was my first one.
Okay.
What's your first one?
A blowjob from Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, so someone goes, Jay Ann's going to give you a blowjob, but you got to slap your mom.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with that is you slap her, maybe she gets hurt, and then everyone's like, why'd you do that? And you go, guys, I got a blowjob from Jennifer Aniston. But what if your mom's in the hospital? You're a dick.
Well, and then do I have to tell my mom why I slapped her? That's
yeah, probably. You can't. What's the other reason?
Imagine that conversation. You were like, Mom, I have to slap you. She's like, why? And you're like, you know the show Friends?
Jay Ann.
You were always a fan.
Jay Ann's going to give me a
She's going to give me a blowjob. Your mom would be like, what? That's pretty good.
I don't know if you would actually do it, though.
I think I would. I think you're underestimated how quickly I would slap my mother.
Is Jay Ann a great blowjob giver? Do we know that?
I just think she's a fan of the pod. We're a fan of her.
That's true.
We brought her up a few times.
That's true. All right, my second one.
She can't be good at doing it, by the way. There's no way.
I doubt it. Someone granting me the ability to shoot lasers out of my eyes.
But what would you do with lasers?
I would be great to have. Very good to have.
Why?
I could fight crime.
When's the last time you saw a crime that could be fought?
I avoid crime. So that's factor that in. If I see crime about to happen, I go, I'm the opposite way.
But then you're still going to get in trouble.
The problem is, here's the only pushback, is I think that's
Of laser eyes?
Of laser eyes. It's too obvious. I think if a guy starts shooting lasers, guy or girl, or they, start shooting lasers out of their eyes, next thing they know, they go to bed, they wake up, they're in a lab.
Yeah.
Government goes, we can't have you. We
got
to study these eyes.
You break out with your laser eyes.
No, they probably put blindfold on, something like that.
So, but you can control. But you could.
Yeah, I'm not Cyclops. I'm the guy from Boys. The Boys.
So you just do it and then
I can do it.
But I think what would, if this was a real scenario, no one would know you have laser eyes until it comes to it, and then you would do it, and then everyone would be like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Like, that guy has laser eyes? Be like, no, he doesn't. And you'd be
yeah,
like,
but you see, that's the thing. You can only do it a certain amount of times.
But
I would have to pick a superpower that people couldn't tell I had. Maybe like see 5 minutes into the future. That would be a good one.
But how would that help you personally?
I would go play blackjack and fucking win millions of dollars.
But then you would be so you could change the future.
No, you could just see what's going to happen in the future.
Like what's going to be laid
he's fucking
down.
this, fucking that.
Okay.
That's a Nick Cage movie. Shout out Nick Cage.
Oh, Next.
Yeah.
You've seen that movie?
I've seen Nick Cage. I haven't seen Forrest Gump. I've seen Nick Cage Next and Death Rider, or when he's like a ghost guy.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
That's insane. Next.
I have seen not a lot of classics, but I have, as a kid, me and my dad and my brother would do movie night. Like, I've seen all the Rockies. I've seen all the Terminators.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah, maybe not lasers out of the eyes, but 5 minutes into the future, that would be good.
Yeah. Invisibility.
Invisibility, I think if someone sees it happening, you're in a lab.
Yeah, but...
Boom, you're in a lab.
Yeah, but that one's an easy one to hide.
The government goes, oh, he got in a fucking car accident, and we're so sorry. That's what they tell your family.
You're right.
Meanwhile, they're studying you.
Also, you have a girlfriend right now, so you wouldn't use invisibility like I would.
You would use it in fondle. You would use it to fondle and maybe go in a woman's locker room.
Or her apartment.
Or her apartment.
I've watched a lot of those movies.
So, yeah, maybe I would say 5 minutes in the future. That would be good. You know, imagine you could see 5 minutes in the future and then you saw yourself doing something crazy.
Like getting a blowjob.
Like, holy shit. You're in your apartment. You look 5 minutes in the future. You're getting a blowjob. And you're like, how is this even going to happen?
It's a dude. You're like,
whoa, I'm fucking gay? I'm getting a blowjob from a gay guy? I'm just in my apartment watching...
But it's fine. But then
Seinfeld?
Yeah, but it's got to be like your landlord or the delivery guy.
And then you see him. He opens the door.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
Like,
I guess I have to do, you know.
Yeah. He has no teeth, and you're like, this all makes sense.
This makes sense. A gay guy with no teeth. I can't see. All right, that was what's your second one?
Okay. I'm embarrassed about these. This one, now I feel dumb. You did laser eyes, and I just said an audition at the Comedy Cellar.
Audition at the Comedy Cellar to slap your mother? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't want it
an
now.
audition isn't necessarily even the hardest thing to get. Nailing the audition. You wouldn't want an audition now, though, would you?
No.
Yeah. So
I was trying to, I don't know, I did the silly one. I was trying
in
to do
10
a real
years,
one.
you're going to know so many people at the Cellar who can probably get you an audition, right?
Right, so I don't have to slap my mom.
You don't slap your mom, and she could go to the hospital.
Yeah.
She could die.
Not from a slap.
What if you hit her right?
I think this segment's unfair.
No, because I thought about it and you didn't.
You did laser eyes, and I'm over here like, oh, if I want to.
All right,
make
that
it
was your
big in
second one.
comedy.
And
Well,
my last
third
one. My last one. If she said the N-word, I'd have to.
Your mom.
If my mom said the N-word,
Right.
I might have to do it
That's fair.
because I'm an ally.
Okay.
I can't allow that.
Let's go back to laser eyes.
No, I switched it to 5 minutes in the future.
Right.
What's your third? Let's see this brilliant. Let's see this brilliant piece.
You set me up for failure. This is quite unfair.
What is your third? I need to hear it.
I don't want to say it. It's so bad. I can't believe I don't.
You
remember,
have to say it now
I don't
because
remember-
the viewer will love this.
I don't even remember writing it.
Let me see.
But it's
This is classic, like little kid. He's like, to be honest, I think someone went in my phone and like wrote this.
because I thought it was
I
something
didn't even
else.
need to do this.
I wrote something else. I thought, and then I looked, and it's this.
Let me see what it is.
My own apartment.
Your own apartment. Well, owning an apartment, that's a good one.
No, just no roommate. Specifically one.
You could have just totally pivoted. An apartment in New York City, they buy it for you. That's a good one. But
Yeah.
your own apartment, pretty bad one. Slapping your mom, putting her in the hospital just so you don't have a roommate.
Yeah.
So you're only paying your half.
No, it's rent free.
Well, it's not that bad of a.
The rules
That's not that bad.
don't make sense because I was like, yeah, what's realistic? Slap my mom for my own apartment. Someone might actually, a rich guy might be like, yeah, down. But then you're over here. Oh, look into the future. That's never gonna happen. So I might as well.
That's
say,
why I'd have to do it. That's why I would have to slap my mom. So if a genie came to me and said, "You got to fucking do this," and I'll give you the ability to see in the future, I go, "Okay, I guess I get."
So
my hands are tied.
But why is a genie? Did you ever hear the story
About a genie?
Yeah, it was in like 7th grade literature class, where the girl has 3 wishes from a magic snail, and she makes the first 2, and with like second one fucks her up. So then she's like, something happens, it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I wish I was dead, and then the story just ends.
Oh my gosh, genies are not real, but we all know this. They're notoriously tricky. Like you say, like, "Oh, give me $2 million," and the genie goes, "Boom," but it's stolen.
Right.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
We all know that. I don't know how we all know.
Well,
that.
we all know it. There was a very popular movie called Bedazzled. Brendan Fraser. You never seen it?
No.
It's awesome. He meets the devil, and she's like, you get whatever you want, but every time he wishes, it fucks something else up.
Okay.
So he's like, I want to be a famous basketball player. And he's like, fucking all the girls want him, and then he has a small penis.
Oh.
So then the next time he's like, I want a big penis, but then the next thing
It's too big.
No, she's like, you want it big? And he's like, moderate, And she does this, like, it's very funny. It's a good movie.
Is it comedy?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if it's good, but it was good when I was 14.
Which means it's good.
That's when
I don't think I'll ever enjoy. Did I say this last time? I'll ever enjoy like a movie as I enjoyed like bad movies when I was a kid. Like when I was 13 watching Need for Speed, I'm like, this is the greatest movie
Is
of
that
all
Fast
time.
and Furious or like
Or Fast and Furious, where the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Like now when I watch a movie, it has to be like so good for me to feel that elation
Right.
that I felt.
Yeah, because back then you're not like worried about if it's actually a good story.
I'm just like,
You're
oh,
just,
cool.
like,
He's fucking
absorbed.
driving fast. He's fucking chicks. He's hot. He's got cool hair. He's buff.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that was stupid how this happened and why'd they do that? And
Yeah. That's true.
it's.
Paul Walker, I always thought was a bad actor.
You ever see that clip where he says "cuz"?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, cuz.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Someone always retweets that clip.
It's funny.
All right, I have the one segment, something I want to talk about.
Here we go.
I just wanted to say, I've recently had some mac and cheese. Dude, mac and cheese is like unfucking believable. When was the last time you had mac and cheese?
Actually.
It's so
the
good.
other day, actually. That's
It
so
is
high.
so good.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
I'm the king of segments, and you fucking suck at
Imagine
them?
if I rolled up with a segment and I'm like mac and cheese. You would be giving me so much shit. You're
No, because I love mac and cheese. That makes no sense. Your life hacks suck, and that fucking one sucked.
I got this.
Your bomb joke was good. Your bombing experience, I like that.
Okay, so I bombed good. Great.
You bomb great. You reek, but no, that was interesting.
I brought up the thing about priests. That was interesting.
Did you?
Well, I had an interesting question where I was like,
That's
Did
true.
the priest come first?
I'm
or the
not saying you
touching?
don't have interesting insight. I'm saying your segment, your segment, what am I trying to say?
Sucks.
Activity is bad.
Okay.
Next week we'll see.
Can I also? We should bring back the segment. What's that crunch?
No, that's a bad segment.
Ask the viewer.
We filmed an episode
Unreleased.
unreleased
Patreon.
where we did a What's That Crunch, where Cody would close his eyes. I would bite into something, a fruit, a snack, or anything, and he had to guess what it is. But I feel like we did it once. It was like funny for us, but then like rewatching it, I was like, this is. 'Cause people listen to the podcast in the car. You know, there's stuff like happening around. You know,
but then
I doubt they even hear it.
I
no.
think they're playing the game.
No.
I'm bringing it back. That's my mystery segment. Okay, so you like mac and cheese. Have you ever had the Trader Joe's mac and cheese?
I had the Annie's. You know the Annie's.
Oh,
that one's so
Annie's
good.
is not good.
What?
The little Annie's.
Even bad mac and cheese is good. Like the what's the other brand? Like that all kids.
Kraft?
Kraft. Fucking flames.
I think mac and cheese Trader Joe's. It's in a red box. It's frozen. You microwave it.
It's good.
Honestly, one of my top 5 favorite things in the world.
It comes on plastic though, right? You microwave the plastic.
So much plastic. Plastic over it, plastic under it.
I'm trying to limit my plastic.
This is worth it.
But hot plastic, you just gotta just put it. Can you throw it in a bowl?
I guess.
It's too frozen.
It's so frozen.
Yeah, I'm trying to do no plastic.
But if you're doing mac and cheese, then that's bad for you anyway. So you might as well throw in some plastic.
It's
You
so
do it
good,
once
though.
in a month. Who cares?
You have a nice homemade mac and cheese with a breadcrumb on the top. That's amazing.
Mac
Really
and
good.
cheese is good. This was a good segment.
It's foods I like.
My turn.
Thing you want to talk about?
Yes.
Go. To redeem yourself.
Okay. Wait, let me see if I wrote anything.
He's
here.
got nothing.
No, that's not true.
He's Googling again.
Okay, there's totals.
You're looking at all your notes.
I just didn't know if I wrote anything funny. I want to go apple picking.
With a woman.
That's the thing. I don't have a woman, so I can't go by myself.
You can't.
Why not?
I used to work on an apple orchard, so Becca, my girlfriend's always like, you want to go apple picking? And I'm like, no, I did that for work.
But what would you see if you saw a guy apple picking by himself?
What
would you say?
That guy is a weird guy. I would think you're a weird guy.
That's it.
Yeah, go, he's weird, or he's here, looking for. No, I would be like, why is he doing this?
Right.
I don't think any normal person would do that. You got to go with a friend.
That's what I'm saying. But then
even a platonic relationship, that's better.
Yeah, I've done that though.
What about this woman you're gonna see tomorrow? Maybe things go well tomorrow, and then you go, let's go apple picking. Where do you even go? Where's the nearest?
I did it last year. I took a train up, and then you take a taxi. It's great. It's fucking awesome. But now it was great going with a friend, and now I got to go by myself. You can't ask your boy to go apple picking.
No.
He's
you
like,
can't do
what?
that. What the hell are you talking?
And here's the thing: people say, 2023, who cares? But the people who care are the guys you're asking. They still care.
That's true.
So that argument doesn't work.
When I worked on the apple orchard, they would need people to pick apples. So what they did is they built like an apartment on the orchard, and then guys from Jamaica would come and just like wake up, work 7 days, and just sleep on the apple, like in the apartment.
Yeah.
And
we got to make the applesauce, man.
That is not in a Jamaican accent.
That was it.
That was like Italian.
I don't know how to do a Jamaican accent.
I don't know. I don't really know.
Are we
either.
allowed to do the Jamaican accent?
Chet Hanks does it, so
Then we're in.
So, but they would. One of them had such a thick accent. He was speaking English, but I couldn't.
Yeah, that's.
I had to ask the other guy who had a pretty big accent as well. But I'm like, what is he saying? I think it was Diallo. I'm like, what's Diallo even saying? He's like, this is. He think it this, man. And then one time I asked him like, what'd you have for dinner last night? And Diallo was like, I caught a bird. He just built a trap, caught a bird, and ate the bird.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, it was delicious. I caught this fucking bird in the field. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
They do that in Jamaica?
I guess so. He did.
Also, that's less sad. I think you're gonna say he ate apples for dinner.
No, they would, because the woman who ran the orchard would take them to the grocery store. They would buy their own groceries and stuff.
That's sick. That
Yeah.
sounds nice.
But they, it was crazy.
What did you do at the apple orchard?
I would prune trees where you kind of cut trees so certain You can't let them overgrow. You have
Yeah.
to let the sunlight kind of hit them. I'd pick apples. Occasionally they'd be like, hey, we're trying to plant more trees in this field, but there's too many rocks. It was I really fucking hated this job. They were like, can you help us get some of these rocks out? So like this old guy would go around with like a dump truck, and then we would just have to put rocks in the bucket. But it was like 90 degrees out.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible.
That's brutal. Where was that? Upstate?
Upstate. So it completely ruined my apple picking.
So you would never go apple picking with, I don't know, me?
I don't know if I would, no. I know how to do it. You got to twist. You got to keep the stem on.
I don't.
It's a whole thing.
You know, last year I did it. I didn't even. We just ate apples in the orchard, then we threw them, and then we didn't even buy any.
Waste of time.
It was great. Shout out apple picking.
Shout out Apple. All right, we're at an hour.
We did it.
Shout out to me. Follow me on Instagram at Kellan Breen, please. Cody's brothers, follow me. Do they follow me? I'm losing followers, guys. I don't know why. It's fucking bullshit.
You're still?
I'm losing like a few every week. And I'm like,
Also, our video last week got flagged thanks to a little.
Oh yeah, Cody put our video up, and he used the thumbnail. We jokingly put a blurred out over my penis at one point
Because he itches it, so we blurred it.
and we blurred it, and then we think that got you flagged,
Yeah,
or
we
because you
thumbnailed.
talked about your previous post talked about Jared from Subway, so we think maybe your next post got flagged a little.
Maybe.
It might
I
have
think
been
it was the blurred penis.
It might have been the blurred penis. But regardless, follow me on Instagram, please. Every follower.
Yeah, I'm Cody Lewis Comedy. I'm posting hot content. Next week. Might have gotten a blowjob.
We'll update you. Will you say right now, if you get a blowjob from this woman that you're gonna see tomorrow, will you tell the viewers about it?
Yeah, I really.
Will you do kiss and tell?
I got a big mouth.
Okay.
Hopefully she does too. Hey.
All right.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.